That would probably be bad.
Yeah. Hey, look at that idiot. Let's get him.
You know why I pulled you over? Fuck you.
Yeah. No.
Because you're a fucking nosy fuck.
Yeah. You're a nosy prick, that's why.
That's right.
Put your mask on.
You fucker.
Prick.
Where's your
Sir, get out of the car. You get out of the car.
Yeah.
I'm outside of the car already, sir. Uh-oh.
You get in the car and then get out.
Yeah. You get out of my car.
Catch me if you can. So it's been a while. Welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's been a while in general. I haven't been over here in a while.
This hasn't started yet, has it?
Oh, yeah. No.
No, it hasn't.
No, so you can say anything you want. There's no
Fuck shit cockballs.
Yeah, there's no hard R's or anything. Not yet.
Richard?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
The hardest of the arts.
Yeah, the hardest. Yeah, so last time you were here, we talked about Marvel.
Yeah, we did. We certainly did.
All right, well, nice to have you.
Yeah. Always a pleasure.
That's it, folks.
So I really don't know if this is on or not.
I got fucking stuck in the McDonald's line. I went there.
It's kind of what you get for going to McDonald's.
Thinking, I don't even go to McDonald's that often. I went there. I was like, I'm just gonna grab like a quick burger and a fry, so I can just do this real quick.
What kind of burger? I gotta know.
Big Mac.
I need you to set the
Big
stage.
Mac because it's the bigger burgers. It's the one with the least amount of calories.
A lot of bread.
Because I'm a premium. That's why you don't eat the bread, or at least at the very least you take the middle piece of bread out. There's a secret.
Do you throw it out the window?
I do.
Good man.
Oh, the truck?
Eco.
No, I just opened that one.
Yeah,
And chuck it out.
I was hoping you're going to be, less than eco-friendly, but
Oh, why? It's biodegradable, evidently.
it
I don't really know.
It never degrades. It just stays out there.
It's like, is that normal?
It's like a sponge.
Didn't you throw that out last fall? I did.
So Marvel.
No one fucking Marvel.
Or something like
We're
that.
talking about bread thrown out the window.
How was that burger?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
No, I don't know because it's still over there.
Smells like McDonald's.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's.
I turned on What If this morning. I watched 3 of the 6 episodes
Well, then how am I supposed to talk about it with
this
you?
morning. I just wanted to. Well, and that's not true. I did watch the first episode the first week it aired, and I just never got around to watching the rest of them until this morning.
The most recent one today to do my homework for this show tonight.
There's no homework. This is more laid back than.
I just wanted to watch the episode. That's really the truth.
What was the last one?
The most recent one was What If Killmonger saves Tony Stark.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was good. It's been a really solid show.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not big on cartoons or anime.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to like the Spider-Verse. It was the only reason I watched that.
Killmonger likes anime. So you get that joke if you watch the episode. You dick.
My daughter was locked into it, so I sat and watched it with her, and that was good.
Yeah.
But I watched this, and the first episode I watched where Peggy became Captain Britain or whatever it was.
Captain Britain, someone else.
Yeah, whatever. So I did watch that.
Captain Carter, I think they called her.
Yeah. Captain British Flag Shield.
Captain Underpants.
That's right.
We can do Captain Planet.
What? Captain Planet is a hero. He's been mentioned that. Anyway, so
No, go on.
one thing I noticed right off the bat is the episode. At least I watched that one. Maybe not so much the first one, and I can't say the second one, but the third one with Doctor Strange.
That's
what
the
if he lost his heart? That was really good.
And still, I've watched all 6 so far. That is still to me by far and away the best episode. It's the most emotional. It's a great episode.
It was good. And
you didn't see the zombies one yet.
The zombie one I watched.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
And I watched the one where the Avengers get knocked off by a hitman.
So you missed
the second one.
Okay.
The second one and the last
where
one.
Black Panther becomes Star-Lord.
Yeah.
You missed that one.
I didn't see
You've
that
seen
one.
a few of them. You've seen most of them.
Yeah. So I right off the bat, I noticed this morning and I don't know if this is purposely done by the creators, but the show mirrors one show in particular.
What show?
A type of show, we'll say. That's Tales from the Crypt,
Yeah.
Twilight Zone, because they always end in like this weird, like at least the ones I've watched so far, they end in a weird cliffhanger.
A cliff that you're never going to get an answer to.
Like the zombie one, you see
Yeah.
Thanos there with,
Oh, God.
and they bring the stone
and
basically
you want
to
to see,
him.
you wish.
Yeah,
it
so
go.
like
holy shit.
and it's not even it's zombie Thanos.
Like,
It's like
is there a better Thanos?
yeah, I was like, this is gonna be great. But
So it's based much after the comic, as you well know. I mean, it's the long-standing What If comics. I actually have several issues at home, but it ends the same way.
Do
yeah.
the issues does the cartoon or the show mirror any of the issues?
Not particularly.
I know zombies is a thing.
Yeah, it was, but it's also they actually take from the MCU more often than they do the actual comic.
Which I would figure that.
Yeah, but they actually said there might be a zombies movie in the MCU eventually.
Really?
Rumor.
Oh.
I mean, it's rumor and innuendo. That'd be awesome, though.
So yeah, it takes after like Goosebumps and all those kind of
Yeah, yeah.
shows. But also, I know each individual show kind of mirrors a specific show. Zombies was The Walking Dead, or really any zombie flick, obviously.
Right.
When watching the Hitman one, the one where the Avengers get knocked off, I saw Law and Order. That's when I first
Yeah.
realized, like, wait, they're mimicking other shows, each individual show. It's
Yeah.
like the whole series is like cliffhangers or twists, like dark twists. It was like, oh shit.
And the Doctor Strange one had a lot of butterfly effect to it.
Yeah. Oh,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? But heartbreaking, but great episode though.
Yes, it was,
Still go back to that.
that was awesome. It was an awesome episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I did notice that. So far, I think the best one was definitely the Doctor Strange one.
And you'll still continue to think that once you watch them all, unless there's one that's going to blow me away later on.
Although watching the one where the Avengers get all killed off, or most of them get killed off, the way the Hulk got killed
Yeah, that was
off,
pretty cool.
I was like, man, that could have been gorier if it wasn't Disney. But
Yeah.
it's even still, you're watching it, you're like, no, he starts to get bigger and bigger. Spoiler alert. Whatever I just said, he gets bigger and bigger. It's like there's no way they're gonna make it. Boom! I'm like, oh Jesus!
I was shocked. I
Yeah.
was shocked. What I will, and to that point, what I've been pleasantly surprised with is they're not afraid to be a lot more brutal than they are even in the movies. It's not very Disney-esque. It's pretty violent. It's pretty.
No, but also they bought Fox, and a lot of
Yeah.
Fox movies, Predator, are very brutal.
Yeah.
so I have hopes for Disney. There's also a rumor that Disney is tying in with wrestling, but
I heard.
Disney possibly
I
could
don't
be
know
a
how I
front
feel
runner to
about that.
buy. 2 or 3 years ago on one of the original episodes of me and Ty or somebody, I made the comment,
It
like,
wasn't me.
watch Disney step in and buy WWE. And now, it was a rumor like a year and a half, 2 years ago,
And now it might be a possibility.
after I said that, and now it's an actual
I mean, look at the way
possibility.
they're just dumping off all of their talent right now. They're getting ready for a sale.
They claim to not be.
Come on,
I know.
right?
Business
Come on.
101. I mean,
Come on, dump all
you
your
want to
assets.
make the most amount of
Yep.
money when you sell something,
Yep.
and dumping a bunch of big contracts.
And also, it's a credit to them, as a company, let those guys walk because
Yeah.
they're not even giving them 90-day clauses. Let them walk.
well, some of them.
Some of them are, but not all of them. Like Cole didn't have one, and
No. Well, no, that's right. He didn't. No.
no, Cole didn't. Someone else, I forgot who. Can't think of who it was. They didn't.
Was it Aleister Black?
Yeah, that's right. There was like a weird loophole in his
Because
contract.
I think that's one where I think it was the same as Adam Cole. Like
Yeah.
his contract just expired.
And then all of a sudden he shows up like
Yeah.
the next week or whatever.
Anyway, that's later. Please later we get done. No, but
That's a rabbit hole we can go down.
yeah.
As I wear my
Maybe.
Brody Lee shirt.
Yeah, see what? It's just geared to talk about wrestling. I'm only wearing Cinemask. Whatever.
I wish you weren't wearing anything.
Yeah. Well. All right.
I mean,
Oh.
you
Oh, yeah.
could be a little more
It's
enthusiastic.
a little
about it.
weird. Not now. But, yeah, so I watched What If, and then going backwards, Loki. Well, I guess we'll just go backwards instead of just in order.
Loki, incredibly strong show. Loved it.
I expected that to be. I actually expected something else from the trailers and all the promos they had.
Yeah.
And then what I got, or
Pleasantly surprised?
oh yeah,
Me too.
absolutely.
I think-
I wasn't
I mean-
like pleasantly surprised. Like, well, this is better than what I thought it was going to be. I was just pleasantly surprised as this is way different than what I thought it was
Right.
going to be.
As a well-documented Captain America, Mark is probably my favorite character. I still think, and I loved the Falcon show. I loved WandaVision, but I think Loki was the strongest one.
Oh yeah.
And if we're gonna do callbacks,
Only because
in the first MCU episode, Kang.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
gotta
that's
be
right.
Kang.
That's I know.
gotta be
When
Kang.
we were going through who could be the next big bad, you
And
did
that was
say
someone I
Kang.
called. And I think I also said Doctor Doom, which is very much
I think one
tied
of
to
us,
Kang.
one of us said Mephisto. I think you said, like in passing at least, Mephisto.
Yeah, I thought the big ones were going to be Doom, Kang, and eventually Galactus.
I think you have to.
The
have
verdict is still out on Galactus. I think you're going to get him.
You have to.
You got Celestials, you're getting Galactus. Come on.
Yeah,
he predates them.
If
in
they don't,
existence.
they better have a different plan to make
As
like
a matter of fact,
marks go like, oh yeah, yeah.
my lock screen, Galactus.
Where's the one with my face in it?
That's in my privates.
Oh, okay. Your privates.
And I hold it on my privates.
Yeah.
So yeah, Loki was amazing. I absolutely love the whole time continuum element, and that last episode. Spoiler alert! It's been out for months, you douchebags.
You are kind of douchey.
The last episode when they're approaching the Citadel at the end, and it's just like almost like a horror show. And they walk in, and it's like a ghost, like it's like a mansion, haunted mansion almost.
Yeah, it's like cliche.
Oh my god, my heart was racing, and I'm like, I didn't even take any drugs. This is terrific.
I am sober right now.
The show made me feel something. It made me feel feelings. And then
I'm not dead inside.
And then Kang, well, not yet Kang, but Kang
Right.
appears, and I was like,
A variation of Kang,
aha!
not the Conqueror. Kang.
No. And there's a few variations of him in the comics.
Yeah.
You're gonna get him. They showed him in that. Was it end credit? I can't remember. If it was end credit scene where they showed the, like a statue.
That was the
built,
end credit.
like-
Yeah, that was the very end of it.
And
Where
that's the
what's his
Conqueror.
face there?
When Loki comes back.
No, not Loki. It was.
Was I don't know.
Was it Loki in the end credits?
Yeah, I think it's when he was
Yeah,
trying
it was.
to warn them,
And he
right?
showed up, and they didn't know who he was.
Yeah, and he's
That's
trying
right.
to warn those guys, and he's like, "Come on!"
And Kang was Kang was the statue. That's right. At
He's
the end
gonna-
of that last episode, when you just see the timeline like break off and whatever.
all the memes about Doctor Strange being pissed, like you motherfuckers.
You know, here's like an interesting theory though. When I was watching it, I thought, what if what is it the TVA?
yeah,
Yeah.
TVA.
What, like
Don't upset the sacred timeline.
they're almost like made out to be the actual villains in the whole show.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're keeping this one continuous timeline.
Yeah. They're not allowing anything to branch off. It's their way or no one else's.
Right.
I think that's the point. That they are the villains.
Which again, kind of like Thanos, like, so who's actually the villain?
Yeah.
Is it Kang, or will it be Kang, or is
Yeah.
it actually the TVA? Or maybe Kang is the one running the TVA.
Yeah, and I think that's
Well, actually, technically he was.
it was.
but
In the end,
the
that's
other
kind
Kang,
of what it was.
Yeah. So, my head's already spinning.
great actor they picked for him, for Kang. I love that actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Loved him so much. But
Well, that's a fucking lie.
well, I'm not allowed to write anything down anymore. You told me.
You can write anything you want. I didn't say anything.
I
I
didn't
said,
even-
it said right on the video I put out. It's
Can
like,
we start
this is-
over?
This is all right.
How's your-
Hey, welcome back, guys.
how's your dick?
That's right. It's pretty good, I think.
That's a nod to the past.
Short, shriveled, and to the left. I think
my favorite.
What is that? Oh, liar, liar. That's what that is.
It's my favorite kind.
Yeah, liar.
Shriveled.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so that show was pretty awesome.
It was. Yeah.
And who doesn't love Glorious Purpose?
Yeah.
I
like
mean-
they.
Locodile. Or whatever you want to call it. Crocodile Loki.
That was awesome too.
Yeah.
The,
Oh,
the
it was.
Classic Loki, the old man.
I love that. I loved the costume and everything. It was
The
perfect.
kid, you know what the kid Loki reminded me of when you first see him? You remember in Pineapple Express when you see that little shithead that they sell pot to? He's like, "The fuck do you think I am?" Like that little
Yeah.
punk
It's a good call.
Brooklyn kid.
Yeah.
That's what I don't know why, but that's like the first thing that popped into my mind when I
Fucking
saw it. Yeah, linger.
Linger.
Oh, but yeah, the what the hell is the name of the giant bat? Or not really. I guess the giant.
Cloud.
Yeah,
It had some sort of.
I fucking like. Whatever.
Yeah, but we I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The guard, pretty much the guard dog of the Citadel.
That's what he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm not certain that the old man Loki is dead. Because remember, he tells that anecdote earlier in the earlier episode about how he just made himself the matter. That's how he didn't die against Thanos.
Right.
He probably did the same thing. I'd watch a whole show with just that character.
There's a possibility.
I'd watch a whole show with just that character.
What I really interests me is that, and this really goes from WandaVision and Loki. You don't really get that so much from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That was very much a street level show.
Yeah, that was more of like a.
Hey, this is what's going on Earth.
This is it's really slow on Earth.
Yeah,
it's basically it's just chaos, like what it is right now.
It was like your espionage, typical kind of.
It was a buddy cop thing.
Yeah, and that too. It had a lot of elements of that too. It was good. I liked it. I guess that's where we go next, right? That would be the next.
Yeah. Well, we'll go there next.
But I love the Captain American canon. I love the comics. If you go to my nerd room, much like this one, I got almost a tribute shrine to the comics. Yeah. Like it's all Captain
I don't
America.
have a shrine to anything.
Yeah, no, nothing in particular. Wrestling.
I wish they had put Falcon and Winter Soldier as the first show.
Yeah.
Because I think it didn't do it any justice to put WandaVision, which was started off as a slow burn.
Yeah.
Because like the first 3 episodes, you're like, what the fuck is going to happen?
Come on, what's going on?
And then
and nerds like me are looking for Easter egg.
You see little things, and all of a sudden there's like, it'll go from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? They went from that, and then they just dialed it right down to reality.
Yeah.
And then, but then again, classic wrestling show, you always have a really good match.
Let me down, let me up.
It's because if it's constantly going up and up and up and up, it's just going to exhaust you.
They had to bring you back a little bit, kind of smack you in the face with a little reality.
It'll be exhausting.
Yeah, and also set the table for, a new leader for the whole Avengers, for the new Avengers or whatever they're going to call the next team, which is obviously going to be Falcon. He's going to be very much that role. He's going to step in. But I like the buddy cop thing.
They were hinting that Falcon might take the super serum during that show.
I'm glad he didn't.
So am I. I think that would just be like, we got another superhero.
It was cheap, but what they did well with it was they made him a believable superhero when he got a suit. Right. Much like Tony Stark was believable when he wore his suit. And they showed those like fighting sequences. The show was great for fighting sequences.
Oh my God, yes!
I mean that
hand-to-hand combat in that show was fantastic.
The triple threat match, the 2-on-1 match when they finally get U.S. Agent.
Yes.
Oh my! I think it might have been like episode 5 or something.
It was toward the later ones.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't the last one, but
it's like when they finally shut him down.
Yeah.
That fighting sequence was some of the best in all of MCU. Period. I was like, holy shit!
It was long too. It wasn't short.
It was like a good opening 5-10 minute like fight sequence.
Yes.
And he's kicking their ass.
I know. I thought U.S. Agent was done fantastically too.
Oh, and
you hated him right down to the bones.
And people
and he's a good guy.
People who aren't
quote unquote.
Privy to all the comics and things like that and all the story arcs, they fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. They hated him.
Yes.
That's not my Captain America.
I am not
no shit
huge on the comics, but I knew that U.S. Agent was super flawed just because mostly from collecting cards back in the 90s and everything. You get kind of an idea, and just through back in the day we had Miller's News downtown here.
Yep.
I would get comics and stuff there. That's where I got it at Spawn, but that's a whole other
thing.
But U.S. Agent was supposed to be a super flawed, pretty much gray character.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it was.
He was supposed to take up that mantle.
Yeah, and when he takes up that mantle, everyone's like, "Who the fuck's this guy?"
When he does come back as U.S. Agent, that's when he kind of rectifies his image,
right?
And he becomes sort of a good guy again,
right?
I thought they did that well. I really think they're setting up for Thunderbolts, though.
Everyone thinks so.
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Do you think Ross is going to be the Red Hulk?
Oh, God, I hope so. I fucking hope so. They already got. If you watched. The Black Widow movie.
I have not watched that.
They even set up a character from that.
Do they?
Yeah, for
Thunderbolts. I haven't watched that. And what's
Shang-Chi I have not seen yet, which I'm
that
dying
one? Yeah,
to
the last two that's come out I have not watched. Just because I couldn't justify spending $30 cheap to watch it. Frugal.
There's a difference. Is there?
No. Well, yes, but no. Anyway.
Is there though?
I couldn't because if I'm going to spend $30, I want to own the movie. Like when you
I'm going to spend $30, it's going to be on an action figure.
Yes.
That's it.
Doesn't have to be Marvel. It could be horror.
It could be anything.
Yes.
Anything your heart desires.
That's right. I want a new guitar then. A Gibson. Another Gibson.
For $30?
Yes. I want a Gibson so I can resell it and make $800.
Good luck with that.
I know, but anyway. I couldn't justify spending $30 for renting basically a movie for 24 hours or whatever it is.
Well, for Shang-Chi, I'll go to the theater to see it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping I'm going to get a chance to before it's gone, but
me too. That's
we'll
the real
they
problem.
say it's fantastic. Like it's like the Marvel Kung Fu movie, basically.
I love kung fu movies, dude. I
Yeah,
think
I
they're
mean,
great.
it's going to be, and Shang-Chi's a dope character in the comics, so I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that. And we're going to evidently get the real Mandarin in it.
Are we?
Finally, yeah. Because he's very much a villain of his, too, even though he's supposed to be the arch nemesis of Tony Stark, but, it's neither here nor
Do you
there.
think the Iron Man 3 Mandarin was supposed to be the real Mandarin, but then there was so much, like...
That's the worst one of them all.
Do you think there was...
I have a sour taste in my mouth about that.
Because there was so much, like just pushback on that
I don't
Feige
know,
was
man.
like, he pulled a McMahon and be like, that was fake.
Yeah.
I was just saying that was fake.
Such good shit, pal.
Like, part of me wants to believe that.
In the
Like,
beginning of that movie, man, it was like the speech to like the world. I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be a really good movie, and then they fucked with it.
Yeah, then at the end, it's like he's just an
Popcorn
actor.
fart.
Yeah. They, yeah, because he came across like a Bin Laden, like, legit terrorist.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it felt like this is gonna
shitballs.
be really dope.
And that was actually, they came out about that time, like 12, like,
Yeah, it was probably
whatever
yeah.
it was, 12, 13, I think
I
that came
actually
out.
saw it at the drive-in here, so it had to have been when I was living somewhere in this vicinity.
I
So
don't
yeah,
know.
probably around
I know
13.
it was a little
13,
later.
14, maybe somewhere around there.
It was right around the first Avengers. I want to say it was right after it.
Yeah.
So it must have been like 13. But
WandaVision. Got to get there now.
oh, yes, we're going off. Well, the last time we talked, I think Endgame wasn't out yet. I think it was coming out because it was in the winter or that spring. It was coming out shortly.
Well, when we did our first episode,
Yeah.
Endgame was just fresh, I think.
Was it?
Check the footage.
I can't remember.
I don't know who I'm telling to check the footage.
I don't know.
It's only you and me in the room.
Yeah.
You, check the footage.
Camera boy. Thank you. Camera boy Steve from the last episode.
What is grief but love persevering?
Yeah.
If that's not one of the most beautiful lines written, like, come on, guys. They do well.
It's one of the, like, that's a line where you're like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah. That was one of those lines. I'm looking at the TV, like I'm looking over.
Am I learning?
looking
Turn this
over at
off.
Jackie. I'm not crying. You're crying, you pussy.
She's reading a book. Like,
Yeah. What are you
talking about?
What do you mean? Nothing. Shut up. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that was good. WandaVision, like I said, it starts off super slow, black and white, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah,
I remember the
awesome.
first episode I watched was I was sitting at home, I think Amanda was at work, so I was like, oh shit, WandaVision's on. That's right. I should wait.
Did you
and
bap to
And then
it?
I did
Okay.
to the idea of turning it on.
And it turned you on.
It did, and then I fell asleep.
And in the end, we were all turned on.
That's right. That's right. I turned it on, and it was not what I thought it was going to be. It ended, and I'm like, I sat there. I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? I had to watch it again. I'm like, all right, maybe I missed something here. So I watched it again. I'm like, okay, I see there was like little seeds here and there.
Yeah.
Very small, not completely hidden, but hidden enough.
But you'd have to be paying attention.
Yeah. So there was that.
Like my dad watched it, and he's like, "What the hell's this?"
Yeah.
It took him a little bit to get into it, even though he's seen all the other movies.
So yeah, and then the second one came in, and it did the same thing. Really, it wasn't like much, like it wasn't any more exciting than the first one.
Yeah,
but it
was
had
just a
more
slow-
like.
It was a slow burn.
And the third one kind of gave you a little more, like a few hints that was the 70s. Yeah, because they went 50s, 60s,
and then they went
70s.
to 80s and
Yep.
90s and then 2000s. There was always an element of it in each episode.
Yeah.
But after the third episode, it felt like business started picking up.
Yeah. They the one thing they did right from the get-go is they nailed the time period for sitcoms. Every single time period. It's just dead on.
How about the Halloween costumes? Was it the 80s or 90s?
That was
episode
80s.
When they had the comic book accurate.
Yep, they
for
had.
the kids?
Yeah.
Was that not the most fan theorized, almost ad nauseum show of all time? Maybe
Oh
on the
my
internet?
God! As soon as
Mephisto.
yeah, well that
It's a dog.
and
Like, shut the fuck up.
that's a bush.
Shut up. Just enjoy it. Stop overthinking it.
I was even overthinking. Well, I think everyone was when.
At times, but it wasn't going to bother me if I wasn't right.
Well, no, it wasn't going to bother me.
But it bothered so many idiots on the internet.
It was like watching wrestling in the 90s. You're like, fuck, what's going to happen next week?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you wanted to keep watching it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the elements of a good show.
Which I'm glad that Disney doesn't do what Netflix does and put everything out in one shot.
Yeah, because then
it'd be 6 hours later, the season's done. Fuck, now I got to wait till next April or whatever.
And then it's just too much at one time and you can't even process it correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then it's, you know how fun it is to watch like
Something to look
all
forward
the
to.
theories over on YouTube and everything else. You'd be like, all right.
There's a whole podcast. I forgot what it's called, but it's dedicated to it.
Yeah.
It's dedicated to just, and they actually get like famous people on it. It's hilarious. How about Boner? Did you like Boner?
That was the one where I'm like, this is the way they're gonna cross the X-Men universe.
That's what I thought too. I'll be honest.
And then when they didn't, I'm like, or at least they seemingly didn't. That was the one in all these shows where I sat back like,
come on,
fuck.
man. Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like, oh.
I got to tell you though, Evan Peters has to be protected at all costs. He is a gem. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched American Horror Story, but he's the best part of that whole show.
No, I haven't.
The kid is a great actor and entertaining as hell. He was one of the, even though it was a boner joke in the end, he delivered it. It was funny.
What was his name? Is it like
Ralph Boner?
Yeah,
maybe?
Ralph Boner. And he's like, nah, Boner.
Boner. Yeah.
That whole line, I'm like, what?
But
Wait,
going back, you laugh on it. You know what? I mean?
I couldn't for like a week. I'm like, but that was supposed. But that was supposed to be
That was supposed
Quicksilver.
to be mutants.
Yeah.
We were going to get Magneto.
Yeah. No. But I was okay. But I was okay with. I'm still sad about it.
Yeah.
But I was okay with it in the end. I mean,
and then before that was a long drought. We were starved for Marvel, or MCU Marvel at least, before WandaVision. Probably the pandemic and all that nonsense, but
well, it was. Yeah, well, it was.
I think that was the first one.
6 months or so, because
If
Endgame
not
came
more,
out.
because the only thing after Endgame was the Spider-Man movie,
That's right.
and that was like 2019, dude. So we almost went over a year without anything MCU related.
Yeah.
Until it was like probably summer. I think if I'm right, it was the summer of 19, and then we waited to the beginning of 21.
Yeah.
For this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was the very end of 20. It was October.
Well, there was no movies in 2020.
Oh yeah,
Nothing
movie-wise,
new, at
no.
least,
Yeah.
So and we didn't have any shows either yet. So we had to wait for that as well because I think productions were all shut down and things like that.
Yeah, everything was shut down for like 6 months or something
So
like that.
everything got pushed back, but man, they've come out the gate hot. Now, have you seen the Hawkeye?
No, someone told me
Check that out.
that there was a trailer.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
It's
and
gonna be good. I mean, come on, they're all good.
someone told me, I actually didn't even know anything about Hawkeye. Then it was just a day or two ago. Someone said something about Hawkeye. I'm like, really?
Yep.
So
That's gonna be, I believe.
actually, I think it was you at the gym. You
Probably
was
Probably.
you. Because thinking, I'm like, I don't think anyone else is a big Marvel mark or comic mark other than you.
Yeah. At least out of this podcast world.
That's right. Yeah, I think it was you.
Don't
at the
worry,
gym.
I have a lot of other nerds I talk to on the. I have my sources.
I don't have any nerds. Actually, I know nerds in every aspect of life, and just
Yes, you do.
I
Just look
do.
in the mirror.
Oh,
You'll always have yourself
that's right. I will. I like me.
until I kill you,
Oh, then I won't like me anymore.
and then I abduct your body, and then I have you.
Oh, then you're inside me. Then you are me.
Puts the lotion on the skin,
I have stretchy skin, you know.
or or get the hose again.
How many hoes?
There's some hose in this house. This really goes down a
There's some
weird path.
hoes in this house. There's some hoes. That's Howard Stern's show, like whatever 2002. Anyway, so those are the shows.
Yes.
Now the movies that are out and coming out. That was we already said. Black Widow.
Yeah, we
which
mentioned Shang-Chi.
that one looked so awesome. Which, by the way,
It was good. It was
what's
good.
the whole deal with Scarlett Johansson now?
Man, that went out in a
That was a surprise.
fiery death, right?
Yeah, that was a surprise. Like of all people, I did not see Scarlett Johansson leaving.
Fighting back like that, yeah. And I don't really know where I fall on it all. To be
I don't
honest
even
with
like what happened.
So-
it was something to do with like them streaming the service or
you. Yeah,
something
and then her getting a lot less money as a result of that, and then kind of screwing with the contract a bit. I don't remember all the details, but it seems like a real pissing match between the two parties.
Yeah.
And a lot of some people are on that well, she's making millions as it is. Shut up. But then the other half is like, it's a conglomerate. Disney, just keeps feeding itself billions of dollars. Why couldn't they help her out? I don't really care because I'm never gonna have any of their money.
That's true.
They're gonna have my money.
Yeah, that's true.
So fuck them.
But either way, I mean, how much? I mean, it really boils down to what did the contract say?
Yeah, I mean, and plus it was in a very awkward time. Like nobody was going to theaters, so they release it on the streaming service, and that kind of screwed her.
It was done before everything.
There must be some sort of like a percentage you get when for ticket sales as an actor or something like that.
I'm sure there is,
and that's probably what she got screwed out of. She probably got just a flat rate, and that was it.
Which that's got to that
it stings if you're an actor, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, you put yourself into it, and
what do? You
bitch about it and then get fired by Disney.
Well, blame China.
The wrestler, she's dead.
Well, we can blame her anyway. No, she can't fight back then. That's fine.
It's true.
No, where the virus came from. We're in China. Blame them. It's their fault.
Nah. I don't care about either one of them. They're just going to have my money. Shut up and take my money, China.
China's. Well, it's true. I mean, I'm sure all this stuff came from China.
Probably.
Oh, but that does suck, and it was a huge surprise when I read that.
So leading up to the end of the year, now we've got Eternals.
Yeah.
I think that's the sleeper, dude. That's my pick for the sleeper.
You think that's going to be the new Guardians?
Yeah, I think it's going to be more serious toned. I think it's going to be visually stunning. I think that's what they're saying already. Much like like Captain, Doctor Strange was different. Like how the visuals were.
Doctor Strange is still like it's got to be, if not my favorite, at least in my top 3 of
all
all the Marvel
God,
movies.
did they pick the perfect actor for that?
The actor, just I love like the multiverse and all that.
Me
stuff.
too.
Like,
I'll eat that up. But I also love everything in like the space and cosmos. I love that stuff too. That's why I love Galactus, Silver Surfer. I can't wait for all these characters.
Just the idea, like the theory of it in like real life,
yeah,
like the multiverse and everything. I'm fascinated about that. And then you add like Marvel, like comic book characters and mutants and all this shit into that. It's like, this is fantastic. Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be basically your next like Civil War-esque movie.
That's the one everyone is really. I mean,
everyone's like Civil War. Everyone's waiting for it. It's like, let me fucking see
what
this.
is it. And they're still not. They're not really releasing a trailer except for the one, and they're not telling us anything. If
the Hello Peter, like that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like,
chills. And that was the best one of that series. Or the original was 2.
Yes,
2 was the best one by far because
like,
of him. He was great. He was in Chocolat. It's a beautiful film.
Absolutely. And then when I saw like everyone that was signed on to it, they're still not saying
about
Garfield or Tobey Maguire. They're not saying.
Man, everyone's gonna pop if they come into the screen.
Oh, pop isn't even the word. It's gonna get Road Warriors pop is what's gonna happen. Road Warriors pop's gonna happen in theaters. But when they signed on Jamie Foxx and they signed on what's his face there for Octopus.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was looking at the credits of a friend of mine at my old job, and we're looking at everyone's gonna be in it. I'm like, this is gonna be batshit crazy. Like
everyone's gonna be, and it's already. They're saying it's already 2.5 hours or more. I think
it should be with everyone that's gonna be in it. Like it should be at least 2 hours.
And what if Marvel's what if? What if the whole story now is everyone knows, at least in the MCU, that it's Peter Parker, right? Mm-hmm. So he's trying to, as you see in the trailer, have people forget that. But what if he's on trial and Charlie Cox comes into the screen as Daredevil, but as Matt Murdock,
right,
defending him? Oh my God, I'll go crazy. And then you tie in that. It's just too much. It's all just worlds are colliding.
Pressure behind my eyes.
That would be awesome, though, wouldn't it?
You know what? I think
Kingpin. We got to get D'Onofrio back.
I think Sony already said they're not going to do it, but if they start crossing over like Venom, because Venom's like really, to me anyway, Venom's really the only good thing outside the MCU, comic book wise, that's come out in the last, say, 5, 6, 7, whatever years, 10 years ago.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to Venom 2. That's soon, too.
Yeah.
That's in October.
They've been pushing that trailer a lot. So.
God, Woody Harrelson is Carnage? Come on,
yes.
Dude. How do you get better? How do you do better?
Just between Venom and Halloween Kills, like I cannot wait for October.
Yeah, things are looking up.
Yeah.
There's a reason to stay alive just a little.
Hooray!
Don't need to kill myself in the shower tonight.
Wait till after. No, then Halloween ends is next year, so you gotta wait a year. At least I would.
I got to get to at least Spider-Man.
But I don't think Sony's going to cross them over. I'm pretty sure Sony specifically wants the Spider-Verse to be separate from the
Don't they still have a contract obligation? They have.
Well, Spider-Man will be
the character or the actor or both.
Well, I don't know. That I don't know. But I know Spider-Man's going to be in the MCU for I don't know how many more films, but I think they're keeping Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse away from the MCU.
I kind of want them all to collide.
So do I. It only makes sense.
Maximum carnage under the Disney helm would be amazing. I know it probably wouldn't be rated R, but that's okay. Doesn't necessarily have to.
God, what if Disney comes in and buys up Image Comics?
That would be Invincible, right? Invincible is
Spawn, Supreme.
I think Invincible, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he?
Did you watch that one?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, you should. Amazon Prime. It's brutal. It's like kind of like a Superboy, Superman type of thing with the Justice League.
I did start watching. I was like, it's been out for a while, but The Boys.
Boys is great. You know what? Actually, Invincible is much like The Boys. In a lot of ways. You could see a lot of similarities. At least between Homelander and Omni-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
I watched that, and I was like, well, this is better than I thought. Like, I like the fact that...
it's awesome. It's one of the best shows on TV.
You guys are pricks.
Did you finish it?
No. No, not even close to finishing it.
It's amazing, and it's brutal.
It is the first episode. Like, what's his face? Like
first like minute of the episode.
Yeah, I know. It's just someone blows up.
He's holding her hands, is staring at him. Blood all over.
And like right off the bat, you're like, all right, this is different.
Yeah, I was like, all right, sign me up.
So, but I did.
It continues to be that brutal.
I did start watching that. Getting back though if Image was bought by Disney. Like, I don't know how they do Spawn or any of those.
Well, isn't there was at least rumored Spawn, and wasn't it supposed to be Jamie Foxx?
Rumor.
Yeah, I mean that was something that was coming out.
McFarlane said he's been working or done with the script for years now. So
you know who should they should be going younger. You know who should be the new Spawn is the guy that played Luke Cage. He's like jacked up, juice to the gills. He was great as Luke Cage.
Who? Where?
Luke Cage in the like the Netflix Marvel shows like Daredevil, Jessica Jones. Oh, you missed out.
I haven't watched those.
They're all good.
Are they?
Yeah, they're all good. Iron Fist was probably the weakest because of the guy who plays Iron
Fist. That's the downside of not being like a connoisseur of any specific thing. I don't have time to fucking keep up with all this shit.
Yeah, but when you specialize in something, then you don't know all the other stuff.
Well, I guess the thing I specialize in is horror movies because I fucking watch the shit out of all those. Anyway, though.
Still haven't seen the new Candyman yet.
No? I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
I know, it's my favorite one.
Like, I expect I wasn't going to watch it yet, but...
I think it's because I know that they changed the backstory, and that bothers me a lot.
Did they change the backstory?
Yeah, he's just like some old man passing out candy or something like that. It's like, wow, way to take it very literal, guys. It's not really the goddamn
I'm the candy man.
Oh, look at me, I'm the candy man.
It's like,
that people say it's a good movie, but
did you guys watch the original?
I'll rent it, I guess.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to wait until... Like, there's very few franchises I go out of my way to the theater. Like, Halloween will be one, because Halloween's one of my favorite.
I generally don't even go to the movies nowadays, at least the last few years, unless it's Marvel.
And that has nothing to do with COVID. That's just...
No, I mean, that predates all of that.
Yeah.
I'm saying probably as long as 5 or more years. I just don't go running to... I love the movies. It's one of my favorite things to do.
IMAX 3D is fantastic.
One of my favorite actual things to go...
So far away.
Pure things to go do.
Yeah.
But it's always for, like, the blockbuster Marvel movies now.
I didn't even go to IMAX or anything, though, when Kong vs. Godzilla came out. Like, I thought about it,
they just released it on for free, you know?
But it was on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Or
so
HBO,
if you
whatever.
had the streaming service, you could just watch it.
Yeah, and we did.
Yeah.
We had it beforehand, so I'm like...
Why go?
Yeah, like, it's right here.
Just sit here, you know?
And we watched it like 8 times. Me and daughter and Amanda watched it over and over. So...
Spoiler, I still haven't seen it.
It's fun.
I gotta see it.
It's awesome. It's definitely...
it's funny. My dad, again, he actually said that it's fun.
It is.
He goes, if you're not going into it thinking like you're gonna watch Marlon Brando or anything like that, then just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
And I will watch it. It is on my list.
It's just an over-the-top giant monster, like Battle Royal.
I like giant monsters. I got one in my pants.
Yeah, except it's, Brody Lee.
Not like him.
You know what that means.
You know what that means.
No, no one does. It's fun. It was fun, but I haven't been.
No one?
Shit, I can't even remember what the last movie I saw at the theaters was.
Christ, I think mine in the actual theater might have been
can't remember.
Spider-Man. Because then everything shut down. Like, I mean, there wasn't anything else coming out.
I want to say I was there when everything opened back up at some point, but I can't remember what
I
the
haven't been
movie
to the theater
was.
since, and for no other reason that there wasn't anything that was really enticing me. It's not like I'm afraid to go. I want to go.
It was,
and until Shang-Chi, and now I just haven't had the time lately.
It's kind of like
busy.
the PS5 thing. Like, there's no titles where I'm like, like
There was.
jumping.
There is. I have it.
There's nothing.
Demon Souls? You're out of your mind.
I love independent games. I don't know why, but in the last like 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
like indie games, like the small, because they usually geared toward the weird, obscure things I love.
Like Life is Strange or games like that.
Not even that, like.
But like the indie kind of,
Yeah, it's ones that it's not even. It's just small companies. It doesn't even necessarily have to be like indie, like smaller, like 1 or 2 programmers.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
the smaller companies, like not Incog. I don't know what they're called now, but the games like what's the latest one I got? Actually, the latest one I got was Call of Duty Black Ops 4, only because I got it for free on
it's a
PlayStation.
real indie game.
Yeah.
Hypocrite.
Those are smaller ones. I don't like the big names that've been around for years.
Here's a perfect tie into the whole Marvel thing again, though. You're talking about video games and titles. Did you see what they're coming out with?
Wolverine, that's one.
Dude, I can't wait. That's what I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Especially if it's anything like the way the Spider-Man 2018 was. That
Open
game is
world?
a masterpiece.
That's open world, isn't it?
And it's a masterpiece. I actually platinumed the game. I just beat the brakes. I just kept playing it and playing it. I loved
Platinum.
it.
Maneater. The shark one.
Ah!
That's one.
Aha.
Very small game. Anyway. I got bad memory.
It always takes one little trigger.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of other good MCU projects after this year. Blade is going to be good. The reboot. I hope Wesley Snipes gets some sort of a cameo in it.
When did they already release Morbius? What happened to that? Like they were previewing that as COVID hit, and then it just kind of
funny. I have
disappeared,
no idea.
and like just I've never heard from it.
It
Since.
must have gotten pushed back because it didn't come out.
I remember when it started previewing, they started to really push it, and then COVID came out,
and Michael Keaton was in it or something like that.
and I think he's in a part of it anyway.
Well,
yeah.
he's probably
in like the end of the
and
the
he's
trailers.
playing the Vulture character.
Yeah, something like that. But there was, I don't know if it's the reason, but I know people were mentioning that in the trailer, there's obviously spoiler alert, he becomes a vampire through fucking bats. So, because all the bats were going out and everything, like circling around him and shit, and then COVID hit, and
Sounds like a Wuhan virus thing.
The rumor was like, well, COVID started from a bat in a wet market. And then
That would be
suddenly
a hilarious reason for it to get like
canceled.
86, yeah.
And then suddenly
You can't make fun of bats like that.
You never heard from
dare
Morbius again.
You bat racist.
Yeah.
You're racist towards bats, then Bruce Wayne shows up at your door and beats your ass.
I'm the biggest bigot when it comes to bats in the world.
Fuck
Bruce.
Bats. Fuck bats.
Wait, is it Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne? Or is it Val Kilmer Bruce Wayne? Actually, George Clooney Bruce Wayne's worse.
Michael Keaton's the best Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, easily.
Actually, you know what?
Best Batman might be Bale, though.
I would argue the Bruce Wayne between him and Ben Affleck.
You know what?
Because Ben Affleck
I'm here to agree with you.
was fucking amazing.
He played that weathered, grizzled. He
was so mad at the world.
I've lost too much in my life now. Now I might kill you now.
Even
Kind of
him as Batman, I like the old school look, the short ears and everything.
In the beginning, when they were giving him a lot of shit, it didn't make any sense because he was actually fantastic.
Yeah,
and also, I think Pattinson's going to nail it.
It's actually, so do I. I was just going to say that.
He's actually a great actor.
When
he even hates Twilight, so come on, don't get
Yeah,
like,
I'll give him a pass. If he hates Twilight,
if you've seen some of his other movies, you know that this guy can act. I think he's going to kill it.
When
and Paul Dano will be the sleeper of that movie as the Riddler. Great actor.
Yeah, that's right. The Riddler is.
Paul Dano. It's going to be like sadistic too.
When Ben Affleck was named as Batman in the originally named as Batman, I know including, was like, what the fuck? And then I went and watched Batman v Superman, which, by the way, was a fucking train wreck.
It was, and it was sad that they had to like shoehorn it all together because they were trying to catch up to Marvel.
Did, yeah.
Like, just take your time, guys. There's a lot of great DC stories.
That movie
Take
should have been
your
like
time.
4 or 5 that came out, and like with
Especially
some other
because
movies.
Henry Cavill was awesome. Probably, in my opinion, the best Superman.
Yeah.
I know that's like blasphemy for some people.
I
but
don't like I've always fucking hated Superman,
I
but I
actually like
enjoyed
Superman.
I enjoyed watching Henry Cavill as
because he's
Superman.
great. He was great as that character, and I
Yeah.
actually do like Superman.
I always like. It's just the whole idea is like Superman. They're like he can super speed and super breath and super laser eyes.
He was like one of the first,
It's
if
just
not the first superhero.
it is, and
So, of
I give
course,
him
he's gonna have
I give him
everything,
that
you know?
pass. But like just looking at it, be like, this is like something a 4-year-old or like someone in 4th grade would come up with. It's like,
Yeah.
I know a super guy.
Yeah, well, I can shoot lasers out of my eyes. Well, I can breathe really cold.
Yeah, exactly. So all because of that, like, fuck, Superman sucks, and that's when I was a kid.
Yeah,
like,
but you know, later on they introduced so many great villains in the Superman, like Darkseid and
Darkseid,
Doomsday.
Doomsday
Is like
is-
maybe my favorite.
yeah, Doomsday because he's really indestructible.
You ever see the Death of Superman on Netflix or no? I'm sorry, HBO Max.
No.
It's a cartoon movie.
I
Check
know
that
what
one
you're
out.
talking about, but no.
They don't pull punches on that one. It's pretty
No?
brutal. Yeah. It's like from the like kind of almost like identical to the comic
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. And in the beginning, when he's in the when Doomsday's still in his like the suit that he hits Earth with, he's in the ocean and these people in a submarine are looking at it. He just puts his hand through the thing, breaks their heads. It's awesome. Just completely pops their heads with 2 hands.
Yeah, I did see, or no, I know what movie you're talking, or what show, whatever you're talking about. I didn't watch it though. I forgot what I was just gonna say.
That's all right. I didn't care anyway.
Well, all right, so we covered the shows.
And the movies for the most
And the
part, and everything
movies.
that's coming out.
Pretty much
Any
everything that's
theories you
coming
got? How about that?
Theories. Well, really, what's to theorize though?
Oh, we
because
didn't even talk about Moon Knight.
we
Moon Knight's coming out as a show in this catalog, and that's good. And it's the Oscar Isaac, the guy.
Oh, yeah?
He's a good actor. You know, Apocalypse was a train wreck, so we give him a pass. That's not really his fault,
right.
but he's going to be great as Moon Knight. Moon Knight is like very much, I guess you could say like the Marvel version of Batman in a lot of ways,
Mhm.
but he does have some powers. I don't know if you're familiar with the character, but it's a great character.
I've seen.
Yeah, what he looks like. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a dope looking character. It's like it's all in white, you know. It's a good.
Yeah, that's right. We there was picture. You see pictures of him. I think they were
Yeah,
on the
fighting.
internet.
They showed his a couple of videos and clips of him training.
Right.
And you know he's gonna kill it, dude.
Yeah, I didn't. As far as like theories or anything that's gonna happen, I don't know because we theorized a lot in the last one, but at that point, like nothing of the new phases were even set in motion. No shows.
No, and it
or
was
anything.
easier to theorize then. Now it's like anything can go. Now that every actor is allowed from any movie ever to participate.
Well,
So-
that and plus the fact, I mean, really, I mean, you've just opened the gates on all these different like new franchises basically
Yeah.
within the MCU, and to
I
say
just
it's like
want
where's it gonna
Fantastic
go?
Four
You're like
back,
"Arr."
and I want it done right.
3 times,
That's okay.
3 strikes.
Batman, Spider-Man, all 3 times.
But I
Batman's
mean,
on,
like
10 times.
3 times, 3 strikes. At least with Spider-Man, that was good. Even the
Yeah.
Garfield ones were okay.
Well, yeah.
But like, I mean,
I-
Roger Corman. I don't. Of all people that come out with a superhero, Roger Corman is the king of schlock. If
Yeah.
anyone out there doesn't know who Roger Corman is, just look him up. You've probably seen at least one of his movies. He's got 300 and some movies he's come out with that he's directed, and then like another 50 or something on top of that he's produced or had something to do with, and he's been in a few of them as an actor too. Like his catalog is over 400 movies in like the 60 or whatever 50 years he's been in the movie business.
Yeah.
He's the king of schlock. Like the tree monster from the beach back in like 1956 or some shit like that.
That's
Like that's the kind of like Roger Corman thing. Him coming out with a superhero movie doesn't make any sense, especially if a franchise like even in the 90s, the Fantastic Four is the first family of Marvel. Like
Yeah. And there's so much story to do with Fantastic Four. That could have 10 movies on their own. I actually didn't think the first 2 were that bad. Like in the 90s, or I'm sorry. The
Oh, you're talking about? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the one with Michael Chiklis
as the thing.
As the thing. I thought those were okay. They were manageable. They weren't great.
For the
Jessica Alba. Remember she was a thing?
She was a thing.
She was a big deal back then.
Yeah, she was. And then Captain America was a Human Torch back then.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
But we certainly don't even need to discuss the second adaptation of, the 2010s version of.
Oh,
Fantastic
yeah,
Four.
the third take it. That
third,
was,
yeah. But
you
that
did see that, right?
I watched parts and it was just such
I
garbage.
can't remember who. I think it was.
What they did with Doctor Doom was an absolute crime. They should be thrown in jail.
It wasn't even Doctor
Forever.
Doom. The problem with me is that it went from movie A, cut, movie B.
Yeah.
Like the movie, it starts off promising.
And
Like
it
it
doesn't make much
starts off
sense, yeah.
okay, and then suddenly it's like, oh shit, we're going the wrong way, and they it's a complete turnaround halfway through the movie. Like
They were like,
what
"Major
the-
luck."
Yeah, like what the fuck's going on here? And then it's such a, it's not, it's
It's
like
a train wreck.
It's the Hindenburg.
Yeah.
Like I said before.
It's the Challenger.
It's a fucking Hindenburg. Yeah, it's like, oh, the humanity. It's so bad.
How old are we?
I don't know.
What are these references? You'll never catch me, cop,
Is
huh?
Hindenburg a restaurant?
Yes.
Yeah,
it
so you're not going to get dead.
was. Yes, it was a restaurant. The Hindenburger. Try the Hindenburger.
Yeah. We should open that.
That would be awful.
People will know it.
We'll get canceled already.
That's right. But that was bad. That was really bad. I don't know. Wrestling.
Oh, God. Do we have to? Shouldn't we do that in the next show?
We probably should shave this. Shave it up.
Shave. That's going to be too much content, I think.
Yeah, this will be a fucking
We could do that one next.
6-hour podcast.
There's too much to talk about.
Just in the Dark Side of the Ring episode, which I just fucking listened to, partially watched.
Why don't we talk a little bit about that, and then we can end this, but then that'll be our little, like, come back for more.
Yeah, we'll open with the Dark
back
Side of the
for
Ring.
more.
And by the next time we do it, there'll probably be at least one more Dark Side of the Ring out, so...
Oh, yeah, because the second half of this season just started. Holy shit. That does not look good for Ric Flair.
This Tommy Dreamer really went to bat for him, though.
Oh,
He's
my
like,
God.
it's a gag.
Wait, did you hear? TNA already suspended.
Oh yeah, that's how I found out about this episode of Dark Side of the Ring. I'm at work, I log on Facebook, and like I'm on a bunch of wrestling belt forums and shit like that because that's what I do. For anyone who doesn't know, the belt forums
Bootleg
like
Conrad Thompson.
yeah, it's
Like podcasts, belts.
music, whatever. So yeah, I log on. I'm looking at all these belt forums and everything, and people are posting left and right. It's like Tommy Dreamer suspended indefinitely. Tommy Dreamer suspended because of Dark Side of the Ring. It's like, what the fuck's going on? And I go on and it says they're talking about the plane ride from hell.
And you're like, what does he have to do with it, right? Because you forget that those guys at a time were very much a part of that company.
Yeah.
It just makes me think of that.
It was 2001, 2000. No, it was 2000. Brock Lesnar, 2002.
I think they
Yeah.
said. No one ever in history. Tommy Dreamer. Ric Flair has a hammer.
Yeah.
What?
This is a well endowed man. He's swinging around and
Take
Ric
it easy,
Flair has
Tommy. Jesus, like
the poor woman in that, like
he acted so thirsty for that hammer.
I know. He's like, I saw it.
He was twirling it like a helicopter. Tommy, stop.
Twirled it around, just around and around.
Yeah, I actually thought that lady was super eloquent.
Yeah, you can tell she wasn't out to like just get money.
No,
and
she was very tactful.
Yeah, she was like, well,
Heartbreaking too, but like the way she phrased things, you could tell she's very intelligent.
It wasn't even like I didn't even so much care about her intelligence. I just didn't want
she's just so well
her
spoken.
to be on there looking for like turning something small into something large, looking for sympathy that she really didn't need.
And she wasn't.
And she wasn't. No.
She even downplayed it.
Yeah, she did. She wanted to downplay
I thought that
it.
was what made her so believable.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I don't want to act like it was like this. No, that's assault.
Yeah.
That's assault.
Yeah. They am I in the wrong here?
And it makes you wonder because how what these guys were doing even before that in the wrestling industry.
Oh my God! What's the guy that was talking about the H bomb they were talking about?
Yeah.
And he was
Rob
like,
Van Dam. He said they used to.
There was
the boys used to do it to other women town to town.
It was someone else. I don't know if it was Kyoto or someone else was talking about.
Kyoto was like laughing about it.
I was like,
relax,
wow, this
bro.
guy's a shithead.
Kyoto, relax, bro.
But they were talking about, it's like, oh yeah, they're naming off drugs. Then what's his face? Like, oh no, that was more like the early '90s.
You know,
like, what the fuck else were you doing?
We were joking, or at least I made the joke about the Belts and Comrade Thompson. So you know he does all those podcasts. You know that he has a very big relationship with. He's literally the son-in-law of Ric Flair.
Right.
But he also has a huge relationship with Dark Side of the Ring.
Right.
What's going to happen with that? Because he's not going to like that. I have to imagine that's not a good look for him to. He always has episodes on all of his shows. I mean, I listen to his shows, and this episode will be with the Dark Side of the Ring guys.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be. I tell you what, this was
father-in-law.
Dark Side of the Ring has come out with some like great, like just about every episode.
It's a great show. I mean,
this one only because a lot of the guys that are like in this episode are still doing stuff in the business.
How about the Brock Lesnar thing?
Yeah,
well,
he didn't really do anything. See, that was a nice thing. Is like Brock Lesnar is like they just showed him as like be like, what the fuck are you doing? And just I don't want to say beat the shit out of, but definitely squabbled with. Now, when I heard this episode of Dark Side of the Ring, I was watching clips maybe a week or two ago about Kurt Hennig like running his mouth about Brock Lesnar when he was still alive.
They were actually friends.
Now
though.
That makes sense.
But they were actually real life friends too.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, they because Kurt Hennig was also a he was well known in the community of real Scholastic or mat wrestling, and I think is he not from Minnesota, also?
Yeah, he is.
So
that's right. Yeah.
They know each other.
I think.
Fun fact: he saved Wade Boggs' life.
From St. Paul.
You know that? You're a baseball guy.
Really?
Yeah, Mr. Perfect. They were like best friends.
That's like the most perfect thing you could do.
Dude, he saved.
He lives up to his name.
Long story short, they were hunting, and Wade Boggs hit some razor wire, was bleeding out. He literally picks him up on his shoulder and carries him out of the woods like a mile or two on his shoulder while he's bleeding out, and saved his life.
Why wasn't that on his like film reel when he came out to the ring?
It should have been such a perfect thing.
I know.
So we got our episode set for next.
Yeah.
State of the Wrestling. We should do it sooner than later because so much is going on with CM Punk,
yes,
and then Adam Cole. Where's Bray Wyatt?
That's one right there. It's Bray Wyatt.
Is he coming back? Is he not?
Did you see the thing with
Bray Windham.
Matt Hardy? What he posted?
No, what did he post? I didn't see this.
Oh, we'll have to wait till next episode. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.